The investing mistakes costing Irish people millions. Most Irish people don't lose money by investing badly, they lose it by not investing at all. If you're in your 30s, sitting on savings in a deposit account, waiting for the right time to start investing, that decision alone could cost you €200,000 or more over your lifetime. This isn't about picking the wrong stocks. It's not about bad luck or market crashes. It's about structural mistakes that feel safe, sound reasonable, and get quietly reinforced by everyone around you. In this video, we're breaking down the 5 investing mistakes that are costing Irish people millions, not through drama, but through delay, inaction, and misunderstanding how our system actually works. None of these mistakes will feel dramatic, but together they are devastating. Mistake number 1. Staying in cash too long. Let's start with the biggest silent wealth killer in Ireland, cash. There's roughly €142 billion sitting in Irish household deposit accounts right now. About 85% of that is earning near zero interest. Meanwhile, inflation is running at around 2% per year, the ECB's target rate. That means every year you sit in cash, you're losing purchasing power. Not in a scary market crash kind of way, in a slow, invisible, guaranteed kind of way. Let's make this real. Say you have €100,000 sitting in a deposit account earning 0.5% interest. Inflation is 2%. Every year, you're losing about €1,500 in real purchasing power. Over 10 years, that's a loss of roughly €15,000 to €17,000 in today's money. Over 20 years, you're down about 30% in real terms. You didn't lose it to a bad investment, you lost it to safety. Now compare that to global equity markets, which have historically delivered around 5% real returns after inflation over the long term. That same €100,000 invested properly could grow to about €265,000 in real terms over 20 years. The difference?
€165,000. That's the cost of staying in cash. And it's the most common mistake Irish people make. Not because they're reckless, but because they're being cautious. Mistake number 2, delaying investing until later. Here's the thing about compounding. It doesn't care about your timeline. It cares about time. Let's say 2 people both decide to invest €500 a month. Person A starts at 25. Person B starts at 35. Both invest until they're 65. Both earn 7% annually. Same discipline, same strategy, just a 10-year difference in start date. Person A, who started at 25, ends up with about €1.2 million. Person B, who started at 35, ends up with about €570,000. That's a €630,000 difference just from delaying 10 years. And here's what makes this mistake so insidious in Ireland. Delaying feels completely justified. You're saving for a house deposit, you're paying off a mortgage, you're covering childcare, you're waiting until your career stabilizes. All of those things are real, but while you're waiting, the compounding clock is ticking and you can't get that time back. The best time to start investing was 10 years ago. The second best time is today.
Mistake number 3, not using pensions properly. This is the biggest mislever for Irish investors, and it's not even close. Pensions in Ireland come with massive tax relief. If you're a higher earner, every €100 you contribute to your pension costs you about €60 net. That's an immediate 66% return before your money even gets invested. On top of that, many employers will match your contributions up to a certain percentage. If you're not contributing enough to get the full match, you're literally leaving free money on the table. And yet, so many Irish people under-contribute to pensions. Why? Because pensions feel like old person money. They're locked away, you can't touch them, they're boring. But here's the reality. Pensions are the single most tax-efficient wealth-building tool available to Irish investors. Nothing else comes close. If you're not maxing out your pension contributions, or at least hitting the employer match, you're making a mistake that will cost you hundreds of thousands over your lifetime. Start treating your pension like the wealth-building machine it actually is.
Mistake number 4, overcomplicating investing. Let's talk about the people who do start investing, but then sabotage themselves by making it way too complicated. They pick individual stocks, they chase crypto, they constantly switch strategies, they follow gurus on Twitter, they pay high fees to active managers who underperform, and they do all of this because they think investing has to be clever to be effective. But the data is overwhelming. Most active managers underperform their benchmarks over the long term. Most stock pickers underperform the market. Most people who trade frequently lose money. The smartest investors in the world, people like Warren Buffett, recommend something incredibly boring: low-cost index funds that track the global market. No stock picking, no timing, no complexity. Just broad diversification, low fees, and decades of compounding. That's it. That's the strategy.
And yet so many Irish investors reject this because it doesn't feel exciting. It doesn't feel like they're doing something. But boring works. Exciting loses. If you want to build long-term wealth, you need to stop trying to be clever and start being consistent. Mistake number 5, letting tax drive bad decisions. Now, let's talk about the uniquely Irish version of this mistake: letting tax complexity paralyze you. Ireland's ETF taxation is not great. Deemed disposal at 41%, now 38% after Budget 2026, is a real drag on returns. No loss relief is frustrating. The system punishes long-term investors. I get it, it's annoying. But here's what happens. People learn about ETF taxation, get overwhelmed, and then do nothing. Or worse, they choose inferior alternatives, sitting in cash, picking individual stocks they don't understand, chasing property deals with leverage they can't afford. All because they're trying to avoid the ETF tax. And in doing so, they end up worse off. Yes, Irish ETF taxation is suboptimal. Yes, it should be reformed. But even with the tax drag, a diversified global ETF still outperforms most alternatives for the average Irish investor over the long term. Don't let the tax system stop you from investing. Let it inform how you invest. Use your pension first, that's tax efficient. Then use ETFs for non-pension investing, even with the tax drag.
The real mistake isn't paying ETF tax. It's avoiding investing entirely because the tax feels unfair. Structure matters, but paralysis costs more. Let's connect the dots. Staying in cash too long, delaying investing until later, underusing pensions, overcomplicating strategies, letting tax drive bad decisions. None of these mistakes feel like mistakes when you're making them. They feel prudent, they feel cautious, they feel like what everyone else is doing. And that's exactly why they're so dangerous. These mistakes are socially reinforced. Your friends are doing the same thing. Your family is doing the same thing. The culture around money in Ireland often rewards inaction over action. But while everyone's being cautious together, the compounding clock is ticking and it doesn't care about your reasons. The real risk for Irish investors isn't market crashes, it's standing still.
So what's the alternative? Start early, even if it's small, even if it's imperfect. Compounding needs time more than it needs money. Use your pension first. Max out the employer match. Take full advantage of tax relief. This is your biggest lever. Keep investing boring. Global index ETFs. Low fees. No stock picking. No constant switching. Boring wins over decades. Review annually. Not obsessively, not emotionally. Just once a year, check your progress, adjust contributions, stay on track. Stay consistent. The people who win at investing aren't the clever ones. They're the ones who show up every month for 30 years. That's it. No secrets, no hacks. Just structure, discipline, and time. Here's the truth. Most Irish people won't lose their wealth to a market crash or a bad investment. They lose it to delay, to inaction, to waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. If you could fix just one of these mistakes today, which would it be? Drop a comment, let me know where you're starting. And if this video helped, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.